Hi, I'm Ray, and this is the Sage Tree Podcast. Think of it as a space for honest thoughts, life lessons, and the kind of wisdom that comes from just living and learning. Sometimes it's deep, sometimes it's chill, but it's always something real. If you're here to grow, reflect, or just hear a new perspective, you're in the right place. And today we're diving into something that I experienced firsthand, a phenomenon I've heard called Dickmatization. Now, I know that term might make some of you laugh, but stick with me because this is a real psychological experience that doesn't get talked about enough in serious conversations about relationships and attraction. So, what exactly is Dickmatization? It's when the sex is so damn good, it scrambles your brain. They read your body like a book, hit every spot, and suddenly, logic, boundaries, and self-respect get pushed straight to the sidelines. You get so wrapped up in the physical pleasure that suddenly, you're emotionally attached to someone you probably wouldn't even vibe with outside the bedroom. You overlook red flags. You ignore the fact that y'all might not even like each other like that. It's just that the D got your brain doing Olympic-level backflips. Here's the wild part. It's not just in your head, it's in your body. When things get hot and heavy, your brain floods with dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Oxytocin? That's the bonding hormone. It's literally the same chemical released when a mom gives birth and bonds with her baby. So yeah, your brain's like, we love him. Even if he's ghosting you by Tuesday. What you're feeling is real, but it's chemically real, not emotionally deep. It's not love. It's your brain on biohormone overload. And trust me, I've been there. Hard. Fell into the trap, ignored every sign, thought I was in deep, when really I was just waist deep in dick sand. Now, let me tell you my story. Back in 2020, during the chaos of the pandemic, I met this guy. Let's call him Alex. Honestly, I didn't even like him that much back then. I mean, we hooked up a couple of times, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but it wasn't memorable. The sex was fine, not fireworks. It was the kind of encounter where your mind starts to wander, and you're probably thinking about your grocery list halfway through. You know how sometimes you do something just because you're bored or curious? Yeah, that was him. Eventually, we fizzled out, and I didn't think about him much after. He was a decent guy, but there was no real connection, intellectually or emotionally. Our conversations were pretty shallow. We had different interests, different senses of humor, and different views on life. Outside the bedroom, I found myself zoning out a little in his company. So that was that. We parted ways, I moved on, dated other people, and Alex became just another name in my relationship history. Cut to 2023. We bump into each other again. Life's different. I'm different. He looks better. Or maybe my standards dipped. Who knows? Anyway, we catch up, and next thing you know, we're in bed again. But this time it was like he did his homework. Like he studied a goddamn PhD in turning me inside out. Every move was perfectly timed. Every touch knew exactly where to land. It was like he upgraded, evolved, or unlocked a secret level. And suddenly I was hooked. Not just physically. No, my brain? Completely hijacked. I started thinking I was in love. I thought, oh my God, we're meant to be. Oh my God, the universe brought him back to me. Oh my God, this is fate. Girl, no, it was the D, just the D. What followed was about a month of me chasing this guy like it was my full-time job. I'd initiate texts, convincing myself I was in love with him. Looking back, it's honestly cringeworthy how obvious I was. But at the time, I genuinely thought I was building something real. To his credit, Alex was always respectful. He'd respond to my messages, but he never took the lead. He never matched my level of enthusiasm. That should have been my wake-up call, right? But instead, I ignored it and doubled down. I convinced myself that he just needed more time to realize what was happening between us. Classic, right? But here's the kicker. Even after I stopped actively chasing him, he lived rent-free in my mind for another 8 months. Every random moment, every song, every night I was bored or lonely, boom, he'd pop up. The epiphany came gradually, then all at once, like most important realizations do. I was on a walk with my closest friend, going through the Alex saga for the 100th time, when she asked me a simple question. What do you actually like about him as a person? And I opened my mouth to answer, but nothing came out. I couldn't name a single thing about his personality, his values, his dreams, or his character that I genuinely admired or connected with. All I could think about was the way he touched me, looked at me, made me feel physically. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't love this man. I didn't even particularly like him. I was completely, utterly dickmatized. When I thought about our actual interactions outside the bedroom, they were fine. Pleasant enough, but not particularly stimulating or fulfilling. We didn't laugh until our sides hurt. We didn't have those deep conversations that go until 3 a.m. We didn't challenge each other or grow together. All we had was chemistry. Incredible, mind-blowing chemistry, but nothing else. And chemistry, while important, isn't enough to build a relationship on. Looking back, I can now see exactly what happened. A mix of hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, had basically tricked me into believing I had feelings for someone who, at best, was a great sexual partner, but not someone I could build a life with. Dopamine fires up your brain's reward system, making you crave more of whatever gives you pleasure. Oxytocin builds trust and emotional bonds, even when it's not entirely deserved. And serotonin? That's the one that can make you obsessive, stirring up thoughts that keep someone constantly on your mind. When these chemicals flood your system during intense sexual moments, they can create a psychological effect that feels a lot like love. Your brain can't always tell the difference between thinking, this person is my soulmate, and this person just caused a major chemical reaction in me. There's also this thing psychologists call misattribution of arousal, where you confuse physical excitement for an emotional connection. Your heart races. You feel alive when you're around someone, and your brain interprets those feelings as love, not just attraction. It's like your body is pulling an elaborate trick on you. And if you're not careful, you might spend months, maybe even years, chasing something that was never real in the first place. So, what's the real takeaway here? 1. Chemistry isn't love, it's just one part of the equation. 2. Your body can trick your brain. Those post-sex hormones mess with your judgment. 3. If you can't name what you genuinely like about them beyond the bedroom, chances are it's not love. You're just dickmatized. 4. Take a step back. Clarity comes when the chemical buzz fades. 5. And the biggest takeaway? It happens to the best of us. Just don't stay stuck in it. Thanks for listening to The Sage Tree. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who might benefit from this conversation.